Fox Undercover digging into a health epidemic in Massachusetts, one that's worse than you probably realize.
Our investigative team reviewing years of complaints in Boston and raising some questions tonight about whether the city is doing enough to stop the spread. Here's investigative reporter Mike Bozette.
No one wants to admit they have bed bugs, but the records we obtained from the city of Boston speak loudly and clearly. Hundreds and hundreds of cases in neighborhoods all over the city. It's a growing problem that's not easy to eliminate.
We were entering a unit that is infested with bed bugs.
A bed bug infestation somewhere in eastern Massachusetts.
This is telling me that there's generations after generations in here.
We agreed to keep the location a secret so we could get our camera inside.
Once I let them know I'm here, they're gonna move.
This one's bad, really bad.
If somebody lays here and sleeps, they are a blood sausage, basically.
The exterminator warms up the apartment to at least 125 degrees, then turns the fans on.
So you want these blowing everything.
Giving the bed bugs a lethal dose of heat.
They bite you in your face, they bite you on your neck, your back, your hands, your arms.
Bed bugs are unwelcome guests at Takesha Cole's home in Roxbury. Guests that long ago overstayed their welcome.
We haven't lived on this floor in years. We're all on the couch and in the twin beds or in my bed.
She lives at New Academy Estates and says years of insecticide treatments just aren't working.
4 years. 4 years living like this. Scared. They're in your dreams after a while. They're there even if they're not there after a while. It's a mental thing for me. Just to hear my kids say, "Mommy, they're biting me."
Coles believes the bugs keep entering her home through other infested apartments.
It's not a home anymore. That's what I do know. It's not a home anymore. And it hasn't been for a long, long time. I'm mentally losing it.
Our investigation found more people than ever are likely losing it because of bed bugs. We obtained 5 years of complaints from the city of Boston. The red dots on this map show the growing problem in neighborhoods all over the city, from East Boston to the Fenway, more than 1,400 complaints in all. From September 2006 through August 2007, 209 complaints. The next year, 245 complaints, and then 289 complaints. The following year, 320 complaints, most recently rising to 380 complaints.
We're seeing an increase in the city of Boston. They're very difficult to find and very difficult to eliminate.
Dion Irish is an assistant commissioner with the City of Boston's Inspectional Services Department. When complaints are filed, landlords must come up with plans to get rid of the pests.
If we don't get a response from the property owner in the time allotted, our next step is to initiate a prosecution through the Boston Housing Court.
The records show Inspectional Services regularly takes landlords to court, including the city's own housing authority. It seems strange, the city taking its own housing authority to court.
The Boston Housing Authority is the city's biggest landlord, but they're treated no differently than any other landlord. We expect that a pest-free environment is provided to residents.
Lydia Agro is the spokeswoman for the Boston Housing Authority. It seems a little embarrassing, the city having to take its own housing authority to court.
The Housing Authority and ISD have a very good working relationship. We have a very good working relationship.
Agro says the Housing Authority takes bedbug complaints seriously, blaming the court action on a communication breakdown between the Housing Authority and Inspectional Services.
We have 10,000 units in the city. We have hundreds of bedbug complaints. We have hundreds and hundreds of complaints on other issues, and managers are managing multiple buildings at the same time.
Even when landlords take immediate action, it's not easy to get rid of bed bugs.
We have found them in cars, we've found them in ambulances, we've found them in hospitals, movie theaters.
Rich Stevenson is vice president of Modern Pest Services and a member of the National Pest Control Management Association's Blue Ribbon Bed Bug Task Force. 5-star hotels in Massachusetts have seen bed bugs?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Without a doubt.
Stevenson's company uses various treatments, including Sherlock, a bed bug sniffing dog.
Good boy.
Jonathan Boyar is with Ecologic Entomology. The company calls itself the Boston Bed Bug Authority.
It doesn't matter if you're wealthy, if you're on a limited income, or what your lifestyle is. They don't discriminate. For them, blood is blood, okay? And if you bring them in Anybody can bring them in, and it's just bad luck.
That bad luck is still haunting Takesha Coles.
Where do I go? What do I do? I can't afford to move out. I can't afford to keep them in a hotel. Who do I call when management shuts the door on you?
Since we interviewed Takesha Coles, her landlord has given her apartment 2 heat treatments, and this week she's moving into another unit that's supposedly free of bed bugs. Bed bugs are not just an issue in Boston, it's a growing problem everywhere, and experts aren't exactly sure why. One theory, that we're not using the same harsh insecticides we once did, and that could be making it easier for bed bugs to not only survive, but thrive. Do you have an idea for our next investigation? Call us, 1-800-TV-FOX25. I'm Mike Bodette for Fox Undercover.